Okay, password is typed. I'm going to click connect. All right, it's connecting. Now there's another one is plug in directly. It's a direct cable. So this is Wi-Fi and this is direct connection. So I'm going to click on the network and recognize Johnny. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to click connect. So that's using the direct cable and the other one's using the other one. So once it's finished, it will say connect, and then we're just going to go out, and then we're going to look at the setting, and then we are okay, it's finished. It went back to connect. So we're going to exit out here, go back out, and then we are going to check the system, see what exactly this thing have. So we're going to scroll up, actually it's scrolling down, I'm just pulling it up. We're going to go to about tablet. This image is not created by Wimp Shot. It's actually created by Shaggy, but it's using the same operating system. It's using Android 10, and it's using the same person called the same person that created the Android, which is this guy right here. So it's created by the same guy. When I say same guy, I didn't mean that this image was created by the same guy. I meant to say the operating system is created by the same person, okay, by this person. And this is Android 10, and that both of them are using the same operating system, which you could download, is a 4 GB. And by using the Linux, you could increase the size, which we just did. So we're gonna go and look at the advanced setup, which is a system setup. We're going to click on system setup, and we're going to look at it into we're going to go to advanced, and then we're going to look at the setup and the resolution. I prefer to use the setup. Okay, so the display setting is set up to 19 by 1080. Okay, now 19 by 1080 do not work on Pinball Arcade, but it works on this game called Zen Pinball. So to make it work for both of them, I don't suggest to use any of this, okay? I don't suggest using none of this setup. I prefer using the one on top, which is preference, or prefer, actually it's prefer, sorry. Preferred it, okay? So it's going by whatever game require. So if a game requires a higher resolution, it's going to take it to a higher resolution. So this is what I use. Now, if you want to rotate the screen, this is the place to also change the rotation of the screen. Then now we're going to scroll up. Now, if you are using like a Raspberry Pi, this one say GPIO 21. So Raspberry Pi have 40 pin. So if you want to set up a shutdown button, you will have to plug into G21, I believe. That's what it's saying. Power button is G21. Okay. Voice control is G20 and G26, because you have a up and down. You got a high and low. Okay. Let's see if I could zoom this more. Okay. Let me zoom this close bigger so you can see. So right now they say if you want to set up a Pi shutdown, you have to use the general purpose idle, which is 21. That stands for GP. GP idle stands for general purpose input output. Okay. You want to use support 21 on the Pi. You plug the cable in for positive and a ground. All right. Here you use 20 and 21, so you could turn the volume up and down. And I don't think you need ground. You just need the 2021, so you could go up and down with it. Okay, on this one. So that's good to know. So those of you who setting up power shutdown, you could do that. And let's look at the processor speed and everything. Right now, the processor's frequency is only 1,500. So I'm going to change it to 2,000 megahertz. So that will be overclock. using the Android. So you don't have to use Raspberry Pi to overclock it. Just come here and change it to overclock here. Is it necessary? You don't need to. It runs fine without overclock. So just FYI, you don't need to overclock this. I just prefer, since it's working fine, I prefer to overclock it. Just me. All right, so you don't have to overclock it. All right, so everything is plugged in. Now, if you have an audio that doesn't use HDMI, you could change that to a 3.5 amplifier using speaker. So you could go into audio device and change it to a 3.5 millimeter jack. So that will come out from the speaker amplifier. Now I already tested that in the other video to show you that this work with 3.5. Okay. So if you're using like a countercat like Galaga countercat Gen 2, using that special video, and the sound is coming out from a 3.5, you probably select that instead of using HDMI. Okay, for the RK1UP mod that you change it to Raspberry Pi, then you want to use the 3.5 instead of HDMI, because that monitor doesn't have a direct HDMI, so you use that, there's no sound. So you will have to use this one. Now I haven't tested yet, so don't hold that. Let me know if it works, because I haven't actually put the Raspberry Pi on the countercat Galaga countercat Gen 2. Now I put Raspberry Pi 3 on it, but I didn't put Raspberry Pi 4 on it. So if you use Raspberry Pi 4 with the pinball, with this game, you will have to change it to 3.5. Now you also have to use an Android joystick. You cannot use Raspberry Pi arcade stick. You will have to use an Android arcade stick. All right, so that is the setup for this system. Okay, I just changed it to 200, and I changed my display into preferred instead of the default setup. So now I'm done with the setting. I want to open up the application. What is exactly storing here? And let's look at the storage. See, now it's only using 28% of my storage. All right. So I have 140 gigabyte. Total use is only 512. So this is a total SD card, which is 512 gigabyte. I thought I only put on a 4 gigabyte. How come it say 512? Internal share storage, 144 gigabyte used, and you have 512 gigabyte available. That's interesting. Why is this one corrupted? The SD card says corrupted. Interesting. This information is kind of weird. So I'm going to install another program so I could understand that a little bit better, because it doesn't look correct. But at least it's not 4 gigabyte or 8 gigabyte image. It's now you have more space. So we're going to click on application and notification. It have 24 application already preloaded. Okay. Now he's not using the lucky patch. Apparently you don't need it to work, because a lucky patch is not in here on this version. It was on the other version. Now this is a EP2. It's a software that I'm going to use to install the file browser. Okay. And this is all the program that already here. So Google Play Servers is here, and Google Play Store is here. So you want to click on this and then log in. Okay. Then you are able to synchronize with all your setup. And William Pinball is already installed, and Zen Pinball is already installed. So just FYI, those two is already preloaded in your system. But it requires you to log in to play it, because it doesn't have a license. You will have to provide it a license by logging into Google account. Okay. So this is what all this have. So now I want to install some new software. So how do you install new software? First, I'm gonna, since we have so much space, I'm gonna download from AP2, because this file this program ES file browser, Google Play Store have already took it out because they feel that it's not safe, because they are downloading your personal information to their website. So from Android, Google Play decided to disable that program. So you're not able to find this program anymore on Google Play. So I'm going to download from here because I could install it from here. So if you don't feel safe using this program, you could always download a different software, okay? Or you could uninstall it after everything is done. You could definitely uninstall anything that you're not going to use anymore. You could uninstall it. So I'm just going to click on this one and install this program. And that's how easy it is to install a free software. So this application lets you download free software. Now this one does not have hack. It just have, like, I don't know, it does have some kind of hack, but it's not like a fully hack game where it have fully loaded unlocked game. Okay, just FYI, because I already tried it. It do not have that. So if you want a fully loaded hack game, you will have to Google search it from your computer and then copy to your USB flash drive, like I did on the video I showed you before. So we're going to allow everything. Allow all time file browser access your device location. I just using when I'm using it. I don't want them to know where am I located. So I'm going to start the program and see it recognized this as a 359. So see, this information is actually correct. The one we were looking at wasn't very accurate, so I was very confused. So this is a 4 GB SD card, so it recognized it, and it say I'm only using 4.46, so I have a lot of space to play with. And then here is the SD card, and it recognizes as an OTG SD card. So I'm going to click on my SD card, and I could install program from there. So it's still loading. It still didn't recognize the whole space on this SD card. For some reason, it's having some issue. So I'm going to unplug it and plug it back in. I don't know, maybe with the way I plug it in wasn't plugging correctly, because apparently it's having issue now. Before it wasn't. All right. So I'm going to plug it back. I just unplug it. So I'm going to plug it back in and see if this time it will recognize that it is a 2 TB. So I'm going to say, yeah, always open the EX browser when mass storage is connected. That's fine. Okay, so now it recognizes it. See that? So if you run into a problem with your SD card, unplug it, plug it back in. Now this is a FAT32 format, so it recognizes it as a 1953, which is 2 TB. Okay, so it's a 2 TB SD card. So it's only using 65%. So I'm going to go to my 2 TB USB. And then I have some software here that I can install. So that's how you install software. So for example, what program? I want to actually get the Google Play to work. So let me go ahead and start with this one. Let's go to Happy Mod. That's the one that most of the stuff. Now I want to also install APK Pure, because this one will allow me to install a program that end with XAPK, like Disney. I won't be able to install that until I install this APK Pure, because Disney does not work here on this Android. And Disney Plus is I already purchased it, and I wanted it to work here, but it doesn't work here. So you always have to go to setting and then open up, allow it to have resource, and then you go back. Okay, so you want to enable that and go back. Now it will allow you to install. You know, you had to do that on all the game when you, not all the game, but all the APK software you want to install. So you don't have to put your download APK on the SD card. You could put it, now I know before I told you, that's how I do it, but you could also put it on a separate flash drive. Okay, so I'm going to open this up, and this also is similar to the other program. It allows you to download. Android's application software. Okay, you could download game, you could download whatever you want to download, and it will also find it as well. And it also helps you install software. So we're going to go back to click on that square box. You cannot see the square box. Let me zoom back out. Okay. So what I did is I click on that little button square box and then make this happen. So I'm going to go back to a file browser again. Now I could install other software. So I can install Pinball Deluxe. I can install. So this is all doing Google search. I want to see if Disney work, but you have to set up your Android first in order to get all this thing working. There's a Zen Pinball, there's Shaggy Pinball that I download, and I don't know what that is. Testing some control. I don't know why I even have that. And this is a Zen Pinball, Ping Out, Pinball Arcade. Now this one I do know Pinball Arcade work. Okay, this is the one that for Pinball Arcade, the Pinball Arcade mod. Now this one, the Zen Pinball, I don't know it work or not, but I think there's a folder somewhere over here. I got Final Fight, Pinball Deluxe, same thing here, repeated, Spun Pinball. Alright, let's go do Google search. Let's go ahead and go back to the utility program. And let's go ahead and open up, the program is already preloaded when we got the image. So we're gonna go ahead and go to Google and get the Google Play Store working and show you how to get it working. Just open the Google Play. Now you have to sign in because it is based on your account. So we're going to have to sign into my account. So it's asked for your email. So I'm going to put that in, and then it's going to ask for a password. So we're going to skip that, and we're going to go to the next screen. Well, I'm not going to skip it. I'm going to type it in, but I'm going to skip this because it has my private information. Okay, so once you log in, it asks you, do you agree with, you have to accept, and then you have to, accept the agreement as well. Okay. All right, so here's my account, and here's Google Play. So if I want to install HBO Max, I just type in HBO Max. Okay, it will find HBO Max. It won't find Netflix, so you have to download the Netflix separate. So I'm going to go ahead and install that. And once it installed it, it's going to automatically install Google Play. I don't know. I don't think this one requires Google Play. Now the game requires Google Play. So you will have to, when it asks you, do you want to install Google Play, you say yes. So this is HP Max. The reason I have to log in, if I don't, it won't work because it's under my account. So HBO Max and the other program are all going to work as long as you log into the Google Play Store. So I already tested on my other image, so this will work. So let's go ahead and play it real quick just to show you that it works. Okay, you have to sign into your account. So I'm going to sign into my account. I'm going to sign into my provider. Okay, and then you just choose your provider, whatever provider you're using, and then you type in your account, and then you should be ready to go. So I log into my account. I pick my provider, log into my account. If you have like internet servers or whatever, you don't have to pay for your HBO Max because your telephone company pay for it because of your servers. So if you want to see like Mortal Kombat, you just click on play. It's a good movie. I like it. I personally do like it because they are showing you. Ah, my cat is melting again. It shows you, you know, how everything was all put together from the beginning. So I really like it. I hope that they will make part 2 as well. And you could turn the volume back up. So let's see if we could forward the.
Our world come for us. The fate of Earthrealm is in our hands.
So as you can see, the sound is great. So let's get out here and try another one. Let's try Sakia. I like her singing.
Like that doorway to the past, like this will mean something. Otherwise.
So this is better than Android TV box because a lot of TV box HBO do not work. HBO and Disney Plus do not work. So let's get out of the before I get flagged for the video copyright. Alright, so HBO Max work great, and so that's very nice because my Apple TV, the old version, do not have HBO Max and do not have Disney Plus. So I'm like, oh, that's great. It have Netflix and everything, but doesn't have Disney Plus and do not have HBO Max. So I like to get those two working. Now, if you want to install on, let's just say I want to get, since I already logged in, okay, let me just demonstrate this. Since I already logged in, now if I go back to this, and then when I click on the game now, instead of saying purchase, it automatic will download. It will ask you, do you want to download and play? Because it recognizes that I have the licenses. So once you log into the Play Store, you don't have to, you just come here, click on your game, and it will go automatic to download. See that? And I say, okay, download my game because I already purchased it. So that's all you gotta do. You just log into your, Google Play Store. Once you log in, it will recognize your account, and anything that you purchase from Android, it will download, and you could actually play the game. So let's see if this one load a little bit quicker, because last time the other version it load kind of slow. But I also have a lot of space. I put a 400 gigabyte, a faster SD card. So press A.
Try to make a cross jump. A more accurate shot is needed. Look on the bright side of all this.
Alright, so let's get out of the game. Press B. Okay, so yes, I could download everything I want and everything will be good. Now, I recommend purchase it because it's only $1.99, you know, so it's pretty cheap. You know, let's see. Now we could go and go back to the other program. So since I already installed the E file, I could go ahead to drag it out. Now, some of you are asking, how do you drag the icon out? You just click on it and hold it, and then just move your mouse around, and it will automatically come to the desktop. Then you could just drop it here, or you could drop it here, depending on you how you want to do it. So since this is not part of the pinball, I'm just going to put everything that non-pinball related on top, and then all the pinball game, I'll just put it down here. So this is pretty much it. This is the, let me download one more, and then we could look at it, see, for example, I'm going to go ahead and download a game. So it will ask you, do you want to install the, so you go to the Play Store. So let me drag that out too, so I don't have to go back and forward. So I'm going to drag this out too, because that's the program that I'm going to use a lot. Oop. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. In this program, I want it all to be in the same screen. I don't want it to be on a separate screen because I don't want so many screens. Then I want to also drag this other one out that I install, which is both of this program is for downloading your Android's apps. Okay, Play Store download Android apps with the license. This one and this one don't. They let you download old version. If it work, it will work. If it doesn't work. Okay, and this is a file browser, and this is my HBO Max. Now, how do you download Netflix? Okay, Netflix do not work on Play Store. So let me show you real quick. If you're trying to download Netflix, it's going to have an issue. So we click Netflix. It won't find it because it doesn't support it on this device, so it doesn't recognize it, so it won't let you download it because you can't find it. So you could download Prime will work. So those people who use Amazon, you could download the Prime, you know, and install that as well. So we already installed HBO Max. You can install whatever you see here, it will work. Okay, now, so the question is, well, how do we install Netflix? So we're going to use the other application. Let's go ahead and close that one out. Well, that's minimum. Well, I'm just click on the background so we could go back to here. So Amazon Prime is already installed, but I don't want it to be in a separate window. I want to put it in the same spot. Okay, so HBO Prime, and then I'm going to put Netflix. To install Netflix, I got it from this program called Adapt Joy. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back, and then I'm gonna click on the search button right at the bottom right here. Okay, search button. So I'm click there. Now this program will let you download, but before it will give you a commercial per each download, so you can just watch it for a few seconds. And then I'm come up here, and then I'm gonna type in. I'm searching for Netflix. So Netflix. Okay, and this is the one I want. So I'm going to click on that one. And I'm going to click install. And once you install it, it works fine. Yeah, it's going to give you commercial. That's normal, like I was saying. All right, and then you just click on the X to close that commercial thing off, and it's still downloading. So once it finishes, it will ask you, do you want to install? You want to click, oh, well, because I already logged into Google Store, so it won't ask you for, do you want to set up? You don't have to do that no more. So once you log into Google Play Store, it won't ask you for that. I meant to install the other program, another pinball, to show you that it will ask you to download the. All right, so it already recognized my account. Interesting, because I already logged into Google Play Store. So there is my No, I don't need to download and go. So I could go click on, we could click on play, and just to demo that the sound work. All right, so that is Netflix. So I'm going to try now. Disney, if you download from here, it wants you to update to the latest version, so it doesn't work here. So I tried to do Google search for Disney 1.7, but let's go back to Play Store, because I want to download a game to show you that it will install the Google Play. Because if you don't download a game, it won't ask you about it. So I guess we could download. Let's download the one I downloaded previously, because I know this is the one that asked to install the. So Pinout is, I already purchased the full licenses, so I have all the table. So we're gonna click on install. Now I noticed the Pinout having some problem with the mouse. So on the last install on the 8 GB. So now this is a 400 GB. I want to, because I wasn't able to control the screen using the mouse or the controller. So it's a little bit of a problem. Now this is a vertical screen. So if you want to play vertically, you probably will have to see right here. This is what I was talking about. Play Google Play, because it's a video game, and video game require you to log into the Google Play Store. Okay, so you have to download. You will have to say, okay, install it. Now it take you to Google Play game. So this is what I was talking about. So anytime you download a game, this require you to install it. Otherwise, it won't synchronize. And that was the problem we have on the first image created by Remap. It doesn't allow you to install Google Play Store and all that stuff. So none of those things was able to synchronize. It's asking you which account I'm going to use. I'm going to use this account because that's what I use. So it automatically logged me in. Oh, sorry, this is a Pinball. I meant to download the other one. Pinball Deluxe. This one I don't have a full license for this one. Because I'm still trying to figure out, do I want to buy this or not? Alright, let's see if we could get out the game. Because if some game does not work with the keyboard, then you don't want to get it because it's not gonna work for you. So yeah, I haven't purchased this one yet. It's only $2.99, so, but I don't know what's the difference between the premium and maybe give you more minute. So that one is interesting to look into. What I meant to download was the different game. But now, since I have so much space, I wonder the future fighter, would it work? Because that's one of the game I want to play on my arcade stick. This is the one I want to play because the animation looks so cool. They draw each character, make it look 3D. You could rotate the character, you could purchase a character. But if you play a lot, you could get a lot of free character. You don't have to buy it, you know. But one thing I learned from my mistake from Disney, I have Disney toy, what they call it, Disney toy something, toy shop or toy box, and I purchased all the character, soft copy, purchased every single character. and then they went out of business. I would never dream Disney will go out of business because Disney is a big company, and I didn't know the app go out of business, and I lost all that money on one app, and that app require you to log into the internet to play it. So I will never purchase a game require internet, because this one you have to have an internet connection to play it. You cannot play it solo. Okay, so that's why I did not purchase this. I would love to see this game go on the PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4 or Switches, because I love this game. But I do not appreciate the fact that if this company go out of business, everything I put inside purchasing this, it will go bye-bye. So just a FYI, if you are playing any game that require internet, don't put all your money in there, which I did. I did the Disney toy box, and then they went out of business. It really pissed me off real bad. So I'll never do it again. Now the Zen Pinball and the other pinball, those are okay. So Zen Pinball and the other pinball, you could play offline. Once the table is downloaded into your hard drive, you could play offline. Okay, so those are good. You could go ahead and purchase those. But if you was to use I recognize my account, but the stupid button does not work. How about press enter? Oh, there you go. One of my button, it actually is an enter key. Alright, so it's downloading my game, because this is all button driven, so you gotta find the correct button to activate this, because the mouse doesn't work here, because it's apparently the mouse is only touchscreen, but this is not touchscreen, so I have to find. So downloading update file, Wi-Fi recommended, data size is that. Okay. That's not what I meant to do. No, I don't want to exit out the game. So the button mapping, I use this program, this app, and I type in button mapping by clicking on search right here at the bottom, and then this is the one I'm using. The other one, there's a lot of different one out there. I noticed that, like Remap all hard button. So you guys have to play with it. See keyboard button mapping. That might be the one you guys are looking for. That might map, your physical button. Special keyboard mapping to a particular one. So this is the one I want to download, because I want to be able to go back and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that one and install that one and see how that's the one I use. Now it's always going to do commercial. So once the commercial finish, you just click the X button, which is going to pop out pretty soon. Okay, it just went away. Nope. There you go. There's the X button right there. You want to go ahead and click that to close that. And let's go ahead, open that, and I want to set up some of my button. So those of you who haven't seen this, you want to, it just give you a tutorial how to do it. Root detected. Okay, get the root, I guess. Root grounded. It detects that this Android is already being rooted, meaning that you could root your operating system. Well, the operating system is already being rooted. Okay, get started, open up the setting. And so you want to open the button mapping. So you want to click on that and you want to enable it. Because if you don't enable it, you can't use it. Okay, so now we are here and I want to add a button. Okay, now I want to add a button that do to go to the power button, like shut off. So I'm going to click on add, and then I'm going to click a button, and the detected is a R2 button. So I want to add the R2 button. That kind of got me wondering, what is my other button? Add a button. Let me try this one. I don't know what this button. So that's a Y. So I got this plugin not correct. So that's a Y. Then what's this one? You can use this program to detect which button is what. So that's the C button. Interesting. That's the X. Okay, I use this mapping program to find out what is my button here. Because the back of this board, it only have K1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I plug in based on number order, thinking that that will be the correct mapping. But Android recognizes this as A, this one is B, which is correct. But it recognizes this one as a C, and this one is an X. And my Y is over here. I thought this was L1, L2, and it wasn't. This is not L1, L2, this is Y, and this is Z. So actually, I want those two buttons on the Z and C move to the front. This one is in the one place. It say this one is a L2, R2. This one R2 need to be over here. L2 need to be over here. Now the flipper is correct. L1, L2. So if I was to zoom in a little bit and I click on this one, it says it's L1. See that? R1, which is on my right hand side. So if I click over here on the left, it says L1. So that's correct. Okay. But the other button, let's see what this button do on the top. So this is select. So my button pushing right here, this is select. And this one is actually, I think, start. Yeah, that's a start button. That's the reason whenever I press the start button, that's how start button go. So that's good to know that. So you know where all your buttons based on alphabet. So now I can know how I need to recable my joystick. And that way, when I set up my button, it will be correct instead of, not accurate. So you could use the button mapper to identify what each button is plugged into your car. So if I want to plug all this correctly based on button, I need to rewire my cable. So I'm going to go ahead and rewire it and then continue with the button setup. Okay, this is what I find out on the connection. So those of you who's using the same kind of car I have, this is the layout. So what I did is I labeled it physically on the physical car right here. So I put the last one, which is the K12. I put star, select, and then R2, L2, R1, L1, and then you have the ZYX. Then the beginning, K1 is A, B, C. So K1, K2, K3. So this is the correct labeling for the Android stick. Alright, so I'll put that at the, I don't know if I have enough space to put all that on the description because I already put a lot of stuff on the link. They only allow like certain amount, 500 character per the description. But this is for the Android. And so if you are using Android, this is what it looked like. Let's see if I could zoom in. Okay. So this is all the, from K1 all the way down. Those are the layout for this this zero enforcement controller. Okay, so the control board, this is what it does. So it says support Android and Windows and Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 and PC. So this is the board that I got, and it's by that company called SJ@JX. So that's the company. So right here you got K1. So your K1 is going to be your A, and then B, and then you're going to C, and then from there, then you're going to have the X, Y, Z. Okay, and then you're going to have L1, R1, L2, R2, and then select and star. Okay, so those are your button layout. So if you want to put it into your controller, make sure you understand the layout, because I personally thought that this was, you know, A, B, you know, X, A, B, and then X, Y, but it's not. It's skip one. So it's A, B, and then a C, then X, Y, and then a Z. So everything here in the back is correct. It's just right here in the middle, I didn't know that. So I didn't know Android have a Z and a C. So I need to fix my my button. So I went and physically lay it out on the side so I could so I know which is which. So I'm gonna redo my cabling and then do the mapping, because I was wondering why some of the mapping kind of weird. Okay, and that's pretty much it on this controller that I'm gonna remap. So yeah, that's all you have to do. Just log in, download the application you need, and just install it. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna fix this, and then we go to the next thing. Okay, so now my C is set up. I'm going to go ahead and do a long press, and I want the long press to be a power. So that I have action. You could select action, application, software, shortcut, system, media, and events. So I'm choosing action, and I'm looking for the one called so the long press will be the power diagnostics. So it will open up the power whenever I want to shut down. So see that it popped this up. So that's what I want. Now the next one, I go back. Next one, what I want to do is to rotate. So this one, I want to rotate the screen. Well, actually, I want to go back. Okay. So I did the C. Now I need to do the Z. So long press. No, let's make C go backward. So let's go, instead of power, I want C to go back. Okay. C is the one on top. So I'm going to use that as go back. And then to rotate, I guess I could do the double. Now, in case I need to use that, I'm just going to use long press. So the Z, I'm going to, no, I don't need to unlock it. I'm going to do a long press to rotate the screen. Now actually I prefer double press for the rotate screen. So I'm going to click on double. Oh, I need to turn this on first. Sorry. Then click on double. And the double, I wanted to rotate the screen. So I'm going to search for screen rotation. Rotate up, rotate down. Let's see, system. I think rotate is in system. I don't think it's in, yeah. So I'm gonna rotate the landscape and portal. So that's the one I'm gonna pick. And then I have to enable that to get the button working. And so what happened? Am I gonna get back to where I was? Okay, I'm going back to this one. So I enable it. So let's do the double button. Oh, double button is here. Okay. So let's see if double press on the Z would it work. So let's try it. Good, it worked. Z is also going backward. Let me get out of this screen and see if I could. Oh, I haven't set up the going back. Double click is to rotate. Okay, let me rotate back. Okay, see like that. Okay, so I have power and rotate, and I need one more button to do to go back of the game. So let's go back to use the C button again. So I do a long press, it go back. Okay. And which one is doing the power? Oh, I haven't done the power yet. So yeah, let's add another one because I have L2, R2 that doesn't do nothing. So when you click add, you just press any button in your keyboard, and that button will become whatever you select. So R2 is going to be my power shutdown. So I'm going to click on that, say no, and turn this on. Why it's not taking it? Okay, I had to press A button to turn that on. So I'm going to do a long press on the L2 for it to have a power button shutdown. I wonder if I could press F5. Ooh, F5 just power shutdown. I know keyboard F5 is a shutdown, but I want it to okay, so it's the same. They just don't have F5 listed here, so I will have to let's go to action and let's choose the power diagnostic. There you go. Okay, so if I press L, a long press on the back of R2, it will ask me to shut down. So that's pretty much it on the power thing. So those of you who haven't seen that set up, you just now I just hold the R button and it will give me the shutdown option. Okay, and so if I want to go back, I think I press C. I think I press long press to get out of the game. So let's go to some of the stuff I just installed. I want to see if it works. If not, let's go back to the drawing board and try to figure out how to get it working. So I just installed a Disney Plus. That's the one that I was having problem installing it. So I had to Google search it to install that. I mean, Google search to download the Disney Plus, and I don't think it installed. It actually, I think it failed. I don't see it here. And I also install, I think we already checked Netflix, it worked great. So, all right, let's go back to Zen Pinball. I went and installed the Zen Pinball. That is a let me see if I could unlock log out from my, because right now if I go in, it automatically is going to ask me to download all my, I'm going to say no. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to log out from my Play Store and see if I could still unlock the game by getting out this game. Okay, I'm going to try to install the Disney 1.4, but this program is N-word XAPK. So when I click on trying to install this one, it doesn't know what to use. So it's going to ask me what program to use. So you want to pick APK Pure, because APK Pure support XAPK application. So you say yes. Then it's going to ask you to install. So let's try see if Disney Plus work. I don't think Disney Plus will work because but let's try anyway, because I do want to watch Disney from my Raspberry Pi 4. So once you set that up, you go back and then it's going to ask you to install. Click install. Click again. Let's see if it works. If it works, it would be great. If it doesn't, then we will find out. Okay, Disney, do you want to install update existing application? Okay. Just keep on going back and forward. I'm not clicking anything. So I guess it's trying to install it. It's downloading something. So we're gonna let it do its own thing and hopefully it will work. But if it doesn't, I'm just gonna uninstall it. Okay, because it's just rebooting. Let's click on install again. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's gonna work. So cancel. Let's cancel out here. And it's look like it's trying to extract the game. I mean, extract the file. But it keep on going back. So let's cancel this and so let's go ahead and close this out and let's go back to this. Let's see if we have anything installed in the Alright, let's pull this screen up and see if we have Disney Plus. We could try to load it. If not, I guess not gonna work. No, Disney Plus do not work. It does. Oh, here it is. Let's click on it and see what happened. I don't think it's gonna work because last time it told me that I need to do update. And when I say okay, update, and then it just, hey, it worked. Alright, so I could use my Raspberry Pi for, so it recognized my account because I already logged into my account. So let's see if we could, so I could watch Disney Plus. So this is better than Android TV box. I could watch Disney Plus, I could watch Netflix, and I could watch HBO Max. That is awesome. Yeah, I haven't seen this one yet. This is a new one. So do I need to turn the sound up? Oh yeah. So I finally got Disney Plus working. So just Google search the version 1.0 use that Pure app, it looked like it doesn't want to work. So you just keep on click install, not keep on, just click once and let it do its own thing. If it doesn't work, I mean, if it keep on looping, just cancel. Like you just saw in the video. You witnessed that I got it working by try and error. So that's how I got the Disney to work. So that is awesome. So let's see, we could scroll to the left, see what's going on. All right. So yes, I could watch Disney and HBO. Those are the two that I watch the most. And plus Netflix. Actually, Netflix I watch a lot. So that is awesome. So I got this to work too. Okay. So now right now I want to open up the Play Store and log out from Play Store. And I want to see if I could get the other stuff working. Let's see. If I go to Play Store, let's see if I could log out from the Play Store. So I'm going to go here. And I'm going to log out. I'm going to log out and see if I could get the other stuff working. Okay, I don't know how to log it out from this particular Android 10. So I'm still logged in, but I'm going to go ahead and do Pinball Arcade. Now it's probably going to recognize my account and automatic log me in, automatic download on my table. So I don't know. But we've done this before, so you guys could do it yourself. You have the link from the other video. Or you could just Google search it. Now I can't test the Zen Pinball because I have a fully loaded version. So I won't able to tell you where to download or how to download because I can't test it. I only could tell you you could Google search it and do Zen Pinball and do modded APK. You know, Zen Pinball, yeah. Zen Pinball mod space APK and try to see if you could download it. Let's see. Pinball Arcade must be downloaded for additional. Yeah, that's fine. Press A. And the best experience possible. Make sure you have enabled the local storage. Oh, I forgot to set up the Wi-Fi. So whenever you turn it off and turn it back on, you have to enable your Wi-Fi. Otherwise, it doesn't know how to download. I don't know why every time you turn it off, turn it back on, your Wi-Fi seems to be like dead. So I'm gonna go to setting, and so once everything is downloaded, you don't need Wi-Fi. You don't need, unless you download Android game and watching video or movie, then yeah, you do need to do that. So right now it says not connected. So I'm gonna go to my direct connections, the save one, and I'm just gonna click on it and they say connect. Because my network is not working, so my Pinball Arcade won't able to complete the install. So since I'm logged into Google Play Store, everything I want to test I cannot test because I have fully loaded account. So all the Android apps and stuff I purchase it, so it's very hard for me to know if it work or not. The one I download for unlock. So you will have to play with it yourself because I'm still logged in. So every time I click on something, it automatically know my account is going to automatically download all my table that I purchased. So I'm just going to leave that to you guys to play with. But I just let you know I did got Disney Plus. So everything that I use work. So my Netflix work, my HBO Max work, my CW work, my CBS work, my the other Asian programs, software, video, it work. It's called Viki something, and then Disney Plus now also work, and HBO Max. I don't know if I'm repeating myself, but yes, it does work in those apps. So just let you know that you could go ahead and do that. We close that out. So yes, all my application work. So that's pretty much it. You just download it and try it, and then if it work, it work. And if you want to drag the game out or whatever video, you could go ahead. Like right now, I could go ahead and drag my Disney out because my Disney work. So I could drag it on this side and put it with the rest of my channel. So my, oh yeah, and my Amazon Prime, I forgot to mention that. That worked too. So my HBO, Disney, and I forgot to put my other one out here. And you could also download YouTube from this app, because I don't think you could find YouTube from from Play Store. So you type YouTube, and then just download the YouTube, and then you can install it. So everything, all the tool that is here on your application except the EX file export. So you want to download that, install that, so make things easier. But like, the reason Google disabled that account was because they think that that app is stealing information from us, which is, I don't know who is stealing information from us. So I don't want to say any national country or anything, but just be careful. So if you're using that app, you might want to, after you finish installing everything, you might want to go ahead and uninstall it for the EX file browser, because from Google account, you know, do I want to do, no, I don't want to do the premium. They always try to get me to do the premium. But let's go ahead and click on one of this and see if YouTube work. Yep, seems like it does.
Here we go!
So that's from the YouTube video, and it look nice and work. So let's stop that before I get in trouble with the music flag. All right, so everything I show you, it worked. So that's cool. So Raspberry Pi 4 worked very well. It actually worked better than the Android TV, and it also play pinball. So yes, I recommend get this image. So it went to a black screen for about a few seconds only, and then Zen Pinball is loading up. Okay, so there's Zen Pinball, but it doesn't have any game. So if you was to try to play any game, it's not going to work. Okay, so if I was to go to Star Wars, press A. If I click on any of them, it have a $sign, so you will have to buy it. Okay, so if you already have an account like me, I already have an account, you could just log in and it will automatically download all the driver. So my first video that I show you, it automatically download it because I already logged into Google servers, okay, on the Play Store. So you will have to download all that. So let's try one real quick. See, we cannot play the trial version, we only can watch the video. So what we're going to do is go back home, and we're going to play this one. This one is free. Okay, that game is free. So let's test it out and see how well it plays. So this is what you will see when you first boot up from the image. The graphic is very nice, look very good. So we're going to go ahead and press A. Use my plunger, release. So there's no lagging or anything, and it plays very well. Now the pinball, after you download the 78 pinball, it's going to roughly take up close to a 3 GB. And for Pinball Arcade, if you download all the table 100, it's going to take up to 2 gigabyte. So just let you know. So you right there, you're using up 6 gigabyte. And so let's go ahead and exit out. I'm going to press B. Oh, I don't have backup button. Oh, press the button here. And then I'm going to choose home. I'm watching it sideways, so my direction of the joystick went in the wrong direction. Okay, so I'm going to press B again. And I'm going to say yes. Okay. So I'm going to grab my mouse and we're going to look at the setting, and then we're going to start installing some software. Okay. So we're going to go setting. And so that way people asking, okay, what exactly this one? First thing you want to do is always go to your network and set up your network. Okay. Because if you don't, nothing's going to work. So recognize Johnny, and I'm going to try to see. No, I will have to do Johnny here first. Then I have to type in the password. So I'm going to pause that because and then type in the password.